fantastic. Hello, Byron. Byron's just confirming that he got a job at a restaurant called Jabula. Or... I know Jabula, or Jabula means happy. And so Byron is looking forward to coming back to South Africa. Fantastic, Byron. I hope we get a visit from you. Graham Cook just went past. Two of some guests. And we're getting onto Gowrie Main. We'll try a leadwood, cut away like that. Fantastic to hear you coming back to South Africa, Byron. Remember, folks, we are coming live to you from Djuma Game Reserve, South Africa, based in the Sabi Sands, a very far northern section of the Sabi Sands. We come to you live twice a day. Remember, this is Safari TV. My name is Jared. We've got on camera this afternoon, and Herman on final control. Okay, go again. Yeah, good to go. Okay, you broke up very badly there. I'm not sure. I'm not getting you very well at all now. Right, we're on Leadwood Road. We are on Leadwood Road. Zigzagging our way through Western Gowrie of about 1,000 hectares large. Seeing if we can come across any animals. No real fresh tracks of any kind from this morning. Heard that the cheetah went highly mobile, so that's off Western Gowrie. One of the boys, I think they said it was Mishu with the cheetah. I can't remember if it was Mishu and Duna on Zoe's Road, so we might do that a little bit later as well. And not sure of where the lions are. Where have the lions gone? Anyone know? Remember to email your questions in to finalcontrol@safari.tv, and we can trade information. Okay, let's give it a try. I don't know what the other one is. Spell it for me. Wow. Feral hog. Hi, Joel. Joel's asking, what is the difference in a warthog and a feral hog? Joel, I've never seen a feral hog. I don't know what it is. I can't help you with that, I'm afraid. We don't get those here in Southern Africa. So I'm afraid I can't help you. Is it a European species or is it an American species? Not sure. Might be one of the many what we call Suidae. We're part of the Suidae family, or swine. Hogs, warthogs, pigs. So not sure, Joel. I don't know, never heard of it. Well, they're just sort of really looking around and just seeing this bush and trying to sort of pick out where the colour is all coming from. And a few of the trees and shrubs that still hold their leaves, a lot are going yellow. Marulas are pretty much losing a lot of there's a marula behind us that's pretty much lost all of their leaves. This marula's still got quite a bit of the leaves. Pretty much very limited flowers left. The odd senna. Wow, very, very little left. You wanted to know what a potato bush looks like, Kath? Yeah, there's a potato bush. Catherine, every time we drive past in the late afternoon and you get to smell that potato, she always asks me, but I never see the potato bush. Show it to me. Well, here it is. Here is a potato bush. Doesn't look like anything of any kind. That is a potato bush. It doesn't have potatoes, similar potatoes to fruits or anything like that. So it just gives off that aroma of potatoes.
I still don't smell the potatoes.
There we go.
Can you smell the potatoes?
My nose is pretty blocked at the moment, so I can't tell you. So you're going to have to smell it for us, Kath. So
No.
Here we go. You finally see a potato bush.
I've never once picked up on that smell that you talk about, so I still don't get it. Sorry.
If by some chance later and my nose clears by some miracle and I smell it, I'll stop and I'll grab a leaf and I'll say, here, put it up here.
No, that's fine. Then at least I'll smell it.
At least you'll smell it. Okay. Alright. Okay, thank you. No, he can make his way. We are on the opposite corner. There's no chance we'll get.
Stations with Ingwe on
Some giraffe tracks. Giraffe tracks on Leadwood here. We're still on Leadwood Road. Looks quite quiet here in the south. Make our way up towards Buffelshoek Dam. And that's, we've covered all the dams, all possible water points, except Gowrie Dam. And we'll slowly do a bit of a round route and move around. Animals only may move around slightly later. We'll see what happens. Of course, safari should also mean, well, although safari means journey, I think it should also mean a gamble, or try your luck. Because a safari, although driving around, if you're able to get off and you can track, then that gamble sort of takes away, or that luck takes away of it. But certainly driving around and just looking certainly is very much a bit of luck in what you find. Also, I'm a firm believer that the longer you are in one place, the better you get to know the area. You get to know the animals' cycles, as in where they are or where they have been the previous winters, the previous summers, the previous, you're used to seeing them, and you get to notice certain patterns. And And so certainly I believe, and I'm very much seeing the fruits of staying in one area for a bit of time, because you certainly do get to know the animals quite well. And with being here now, what is it, 3 months, hey Kath?
Yeah.
We've been with Safari TV for 3 months. Certainly that's not nearly long enough to really get to know these animals' habits. You need to be in an area for one full cycle, so one full year, to be able to really get to know where they are in winter, summer, autumn and spring. See what they do, where they go during these times of either plentiful food and water, or times that there is a lack of food and water. So for those of us that have just come, we'll certainly need to draw the memory from all the old hands of Western Gowrie. Right, we're heading north on Cheetah Cutline, hoping that Cheetah Cutline produces something for us. So far, not too much this afternoon. In fact, a very quiet one. Remember folks, please send in those questions. Keeps us going between the drives. Looking for any tracks that have crossed. Nothing over this morning's tracks, vehicle tracks, so nothing to really know. Oh, there's one elephant track. Yeah, 505, go ahead. Sure, okay. Hello Dave. Quite a lengthy question there. Dave asking, do our impala or antelope show the same behavior as that of deer at night? You know, that's saying deer in headlights with lights. Do they freeze or do they cross over? What is the general sort of behavior that of antelope? Well, certainly Dave, out here in an environment like this, where any form of traffic is very slow, so usually we don't, well, 99.9% of the time there is no accidents that happen with animals sort of bumping into animals and things like that, because first of all the roads can't take very fast speeds, second of all of course it is limited around here, and with no other lights around, certainly you'd be very foolish to be speeding in these areas. So the behavior that these animals show with lights, not really any different unless you shine directly in the eyes. That generally will just freeze there. That particular behavior, I think, is common between any animal, that as soon as a light is shone in the eyes, they will sort of freeze as they are blinded. So certainly it's not an antelope or a deer trait. I think it's certainly quite a few animal traits, and I'll tell you a story to back that theory up. But certainly out here, with the speed limits very slow, these roads you're not going to be able to get very high speed, so we don't really have to worry about that. So we don't really have to worry about the whole animals crossing the road and what have you. And why the story I'll tell you now, Dave, is because these trails that you do in the Kruger National Park, there was a trail, these walking trails that you can do in the park for 3 or 4 nights. One of the, you sit up with your guests at night, and it's very limited fencing around you. It's in the middle of the bush, so not much around you. And one night after all the guests had gone to bed, you sit around the fire and you chat and tell stories, and the ranger and his tracker tell the stories and what have you. And this particular tracker, or backup as we call them here, which was that crossing up ahead. Looks like a buffalo up the road. Let's go. Looks like a herd of buffalo up the road, folks, crossing in. And what happened one night, and the guide told this particular tracker, listen, you're going to keep on falling asleep next to the fire, and one day someone's going to leave you. They're not going to tell you, listen, come, go to bed. And what happened was, this particular tracker fell asleep around the fire again. He said to everyone, right, good night everyone. He's going to sit by the fire alone for a little bit and just contemplate life, or whatever it was. And he fell asleep, slunked in his chair like this next to the fire. And he sort of woke up for some reason. He just said he woke up. And he woke up with a pride of lions watching him. And what can you do in a situation like that? The lions were sort of in a line not too far from him. And he said the only thing he did is flashlight, or torch, as we call it in South Africa. Flashlight was next to his chair, quite a decent sized torch. And the only thing he could do to be able to get out of the situation. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'm not sure. I just heard about Ingwe. I didn't know whereabouts that was. You can phone Herman. I'm not sure.
So then you can get out of it.
Okay, copy that. Yeah, Herman, can you just ask Will which other road that it was, so I can just let Graham know. Okay, Herman, confirm you copy. And the only way that he could get out of the situation with these lions, he sort of moved very slowly, he grabbed his flashlight, and he shone. I mean, it was a decent sized flashlight, and he shone in the eyes of these lions, and they sort of were blinded for a second. Of course, eye reacts by pupils sort of constricting very small, and the lions sort of looked away and were blinded, and he sort of kept on shining in their eyes. It was a part of about 3 or 4 lions, and he kept on shining in their eyes, and he very slowly got up, keep on shining in their eyes like this, and he managed to get away while they did that. So they froze and they were temporarily blinded. Wow, this is quite a nice sized herd of buffalo here, folks. They're everywhere. They are lying down here. They're all moving across here. There are many, 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 many buffalo here. Okay. Hello, Anita. Well, just for a second, we've got loads of buffalo here, folks. We are pretty much in the middle of the herd here. Wow. Anita's asking, how cold does it get here in winter? Yeah, go. Sorry, I'm not copying you very well. Go again. Station is located Makulu Hlabinyati on Cheetah Cutline. Just between that link road that goes Gwaripan Road, just north of that on Cheetah Cutline. They're Lala all over Ndlela. Wow, Anita, at the moment it's probably getting to about 8-10 degrees Celsius. I'd say we're probably going to get quite a bit colder than that. We're probably looking at about 2 degrees Celsius. We've got to take into account that we're in an open vehicle. That wind chill factor is going to be considerable. It is going to drop the temperature a lot. So probably looking at a good 2 degrees Celsius, maybe even lower than that. It's going to be quite intense and quite painful. The extremities are going to become painful. The ears, the cheeks, the nostrils and the chin, the fingers, the toes even. Wow, look at this herd of buffalo. They are from my right hand over my right shoulder. They sweep all the way around us. There are at least a couple hundred of buffalo here. Ooh, look at that buffalo with his horn. Ow, wow. Nice, decent spread. An obstinance of buffaloes, they say. See if we get their attention. Yeah, we've got their attention. And usually when you've got a herd of buffalo like this, they have the lions following. Certainly with that, what I think they said, decide on was the windmill pride. Ooh. Why are they running? Something is chasing them. Something spooked them. Literally all of them on the left here just got up and ran. As I said, usually lion prides, a large herd like this, attract and leave a huge scent and will attract prides of lions, and they'll follow from a distance. That was very unusual. They just got up and ran. You don't see anything, Kath? The grass is quite high here, so we can't see anything. What's up, guys and girls? What happened there? I don't see any movement here on our left. Let's see if we can move in a little bit. Keep my eye out here on the left where they ran from. This is a huge herd of buffalo. A massive herd. Okay. Ah, thank you. See, Capers 5 in one of the chat rooms must have came through with that pillar hog, and it hangs around in the swamps. So it certainly is not a species of hog that we get here in southern Africa. Thanks, Capers 5, appreciate it. While we are amongst this massive herd of beasts. Wow, it's incredible. bit of dust on the road. Often in Botswana, where you get herds of up to 2,000 buffalo, and because of sometimes during the dry season there's just dust, and you can always see a buffalo herd coming because you have this dust cloud in the air just moving with this buffalo herd. And a herd of buffalo like this as well performs such a great part of cycling the bush. And what I mean by that is let's say you've got 200 buffalo here. You've got 200 buffalo that are going to be defecating quite often. They are bulk grazers. They're ruminants. They are feeding a lot. And with all the amount of movement that they're going to be sort of going through the grasses, as they feed, they then deposit all that dung. And that dung, of course, is nutrient rich still. And it's putting that nutrient back into the earth. Nutrient cycle at its best. So as they pull from the earth, they put back onto the earth and regenerate. Lots of ox pickers around, which are the tick birds, other people know them as. Go forward a bit. What a great find, hey? If you're patient, you will be rewarded. Just look at all these buffalo. Wow. Look at this, just look over. Wow. Look at all the little dobbies, as I call them now. All the young buffalo calves with those ears are to the side. Of course, the ears are to the side more so, or up, because you'll notice if you have a look at this buffalo, see if we can try to get one in the head shot here. You'll notice that when the buffalo horns grow, the sweep, this bottom curl that you get, pushes the ears down. And so the ears will be always pointing down as soon as there's a buffalo with a big wound on the back. Oh.
Shade and light.
What's that?
I'm trying to find one in the sun.
Yeah,
this one right here.
Oh, there's one with a big wound on the back, possibly from lion.
Is he? Oh, okay.
Could be from something else. As I said, with those horns developing and that curl going deeper and wider, certainly the ears will be pushed further and further down instead of up like the little dobby calves that don't have horns just yet. Looks like they are heading north, straight sort of across, up Cheetah Cut Line and slightly across, possibly going to be making their way onto Buffelshoek Cut Line, into Buffelshoek. They would need to go way more left in order to go to Buffelshoek Dam. Certainly buffalo are water dependent. They need to drink every day. They possibly drank this morning. But you never know, maybe they turn directly west and head towards Buffelshoek Dam. Go for a drink and then go north. It looks like they are heading more north than anything. Okay. Okay. Hi there, Dave. Dave's just asking if I know of anyone or anyone here know about the translocation of black rhino from South Africa to Tanzania. Dave, I do know a gentleman that was involved in part of that. His name was Paul Suter Jones, being part of Singita in restocking some of the Grumeti Reserve, which is a huge portion, just south of Serengeti. And he brought in quite a few black rhino, and I know a lot of that, the 35 or so that were brought in, Paul Suter Jones I think was a big part of that, and all of that from South Africa. and that was all part of Singita that got involved there as well. So not Singita directly, but because Paul Suter Jones co-owns or co-runs, I guess, the Grometi Reserve. I know that part, and it was about a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago when that occurred. I don't know much detail on it though. I remember seeing some photos of the huge carrier plane offloading these crates of the black rhino. I also know about some black rhino and white rhino that was translocated to Malawi, into Malawi. The previous company I used to work for, in fact, called Aquavision, the film company, they sent a crew across to go and film as part of a series that they were doing, and film this translocation of elephant and all sorts of other animals as well. So quite a bit of translocation is happening within Southern Africa, East Africa, which is fantastic. What a great idea. It is a costly affair, remember. You've got to drug the animal, a lot of hands-on sort of process. So you've got manual labor that's also dealing with dangerous animals. The drugs involved, very expensive. The crating and shipping of animals. So certainly translocation is a great form of getting high numbers out from one place and transferring into another place. Okay. Hello, Pippa and Lloyd. Guys asking, where else have I lived in Southern Africa or in Africa, or where else generally? I've only ever lived in South Africa, Pippa and Lloyd. I've travelled just as part of work. The furthest I've ever travelled is up to Zambia. Been to Botswana, Mozambique. That's about it. I haven't lived anywhere else. I am born and bred South African, and my grandfather and my great-grandparents are all South African. It looks like they're starting a little bit of a migration going on here. There's a buffalo with a bit of foliage caught between the horns and the ears. Have a look there. We're going to get rid of it walking through that round leaf teak. That's Makulu Hlambi and Yati are now slowly mobile in a northwesterly direction up Cheetah Cut Line, possibly cutting that corner towards Hippo Pools Road up towards Buffalo Cut Line. There we go, that's a bit of vegetation. And now I've seen kudu do this. This of course is just pure luck, as it is a cow that's carrying this vegetation. But kudu bulls, often to entice a female to want her to mate, often he will do what we call he'll have to perform self-adorning. What they'll do is a male will take his horns and slosh them around the mud, go to a bush and horn the bush, and he ends up with these horns filled with mud and leaves and branches and all sorts of things. And it's supposed to make him look that much bigger and more attractive, really. Wow, these buffalo just keep on coming. Wow, this is fantastic. Okay. Hello, Caroline. Caroline apparently has just opened her, is it Snapple? Snapple drink, and there's a fact under the lid saying that the fact saying the rhino horn is made of compressed hair. Absolutely correct. Or we know it as keratin. Caroline. So that is completely and 100% correct. Keratin, which is compressed hair or fingernail substance. Horn material that you see on the horns here. Although below the keratin is a substrate of bony layer. Very, very hard between the keratin and the bone. But absolutely correct. In South Africa we have chappies, which are a form of chewing gum. You get the facts on the inside there. Any of these factoids that you would get given out have to be correct. Otherwise the folks producing this would be liable for lawsuits. So generally these facts are more often correct than not. Last remnants of the buffalo herd. Usually you get the large buffalo bulls, which we've got one here. We've got a cow with her calf coming through as well. Another buffalo is coming through. Okay. Hello, Joel. Joel's just confirming, do buffalo have the same setup in the stomach as that of the cow? Yes, they do. And there are chambers within the stomach. They're not, often people just consider them two stomachs, but it's the chambers, which is correct. And they use the fermentation process. Well, this particular cow is a ruminant, jeez, can't pronounce, a ruminant. And they've actually got, I'll name them. They've got the rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomasum. So they've got 4 chambers within the stomach. And then before it goes into the cecum, before it sort of goes into the form of the dung that it comes out. So it's actually got 4 chambers. The cow also has the 4 chambers. Of course, a ruminant having to chew what we call the cud, regurgitates a bolus. All the finer matured material then drops through, and they use it to call a sieve at the bottom of the first chamber, goes into the second, which is the reticulum. And the reticulum, it gets further broken down, not chewed, it starts being broken down with bacterium, and then so forth and so forth. So it's got more than 2. Sure, lots of flies. Wow, loads of flies around. With all this, the dung, the flies are absolutely buzzing around at the moment. Sure, look at them. But exactly the same as a milk cow. Very much the same. The 4 different chambers. Gee whiz. So I'm just waving the flies away from me here. Stations this Shambhu and Nyati are slowly mobile northwest. They're now starting to sort of lose visual off Cheetah Katlan. Probably about 500-600 meters from Buffelshoek Katlan Junction, heading across that corner to Buffelshoek Katlan. Alright, fantastic. I'm going to go back and onto Hippo Pools Road and then go towards Buffelshoek Dam, and maybe in that, by the time we got to the dam, maybe they've made their way there as well. We can see them drinking. What a fantastic sighting this is. An obstinance of buffalo, probably looking at plus minus 200 or so buffalo here. Of course you can't exactly say, but looking at the numbers that move past, certainly at least a couple hundred there. Wow, and the flies. Let's move away from these flies.
I'm surprised we didn't have more flies.
Yeah.
Wasn't bad at all.
Obviously, as we moved where these buffalo were lying and defecating, and as they started moving, we moved through the area that they had settled. The flies had settled. And they're just, oh wow, quite a bit of flies. Okay. Capers is asking, are there any other monkeys or so that occur in the area besides the baboon and the vervet monkey? The only other form of primate that we do get, Capers, is the galago or galago, which is also known as a bush baby, but no other form of monkey. You do, if you go more south into northern KwaZulu-Natal, which is if you go through the bottom of the Kruger Park, you get to sort of Mozambique border, and you just sort of go straight towards the coast. You start getting the Samango monkey. You must have seen Samango monkey at Pinda.
Yeah, lots.
At Pinda, you'll see Samango monkeys, look just like a larger form of the vervet monkey. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean there is definitely a difference.
Yeah.
If you see it.
So there we go.
Now.
So the only other primate, besides us of course, is the bush baby or galago, but no other monkey or baboon. And you just got to travel through the bottom of the park, go to KwaZulu-Natal, and you'll get the Samango monkey. But we don't get that where we are here. Capers, what's your real name? Capers, I don't know if that is your real name, but we get just, I suppose, from the chat room. Your chat room name. Driving into the sun here, what tracks are these? Some elephants heading that way. Looks like a herd of elephants. Crossing around, milling around here. Just trying to see where these tracks go. Some tracks, it must have been quite a decent sized herd to make quite a bit of an area shown here. No, there's more here. Generally heading in this direction, in a westerly direction.
Got that English.
Okay. So we're on Quarry Pan Road. We'll do is we'll go around to Buffelshoek Dam. Quarry Pan Road certainly is a lot more bumpy because of the fact that it's clay underlying the road on the sandy topsoil, and of course when it rains, which we didn't have that long ago, once you drive over clay and it sets hard, very difficult to Oh, that's nice and cool in the shade here. Oh, that's really nice. Enjoying the cool shade while we can. Certainly when the sun is gone. Ooh, it's going to be cold. Okay. Joel's asking, is there any relation between the bush baby and the koala bear? No relation, Joel. No relation. Koala bear is known as a marsupial. So certainly not. Probably the only common. Ooh, pepperola. Ah, there he goes. So certainly not, Joel. Bush baby and koala bear, very, very different places found. Didn't find koala bear anywhere near on Africa, only in Australia. And the only place you find bush babies are in Africa. So certainly no link there. Thanks, Joel. Very interesting questions that you send in. Very interesting questions. Marsupialis is the koala bear. We need some elephant and that herd of buffalo to come through this area. It's very, very thick. And you would think, being close to Buffelshoek Dam, that there'd be more movement of larger game. Maybe we'll need to wait until winter, that these much, much thicker areas will start opening up with the large herds of elephant and buffalo coming down. Certainly one of the aspects of winter, although the temperatures are cold. Oh, spider web, wow. The temperatures drop a lot. The bush dries out and is not as, let's say, aesthetically pleasing. But certainly there are advantages to winter. And that as the bush thins out, water becomes a hot spot for game. And it's easier to see further into the bush, so the game viewing hopefully gets a bit better. Right now, to look through past 20 meters is almost impossible, and that's, you know, so certainly the thinning out of the bushes will be a bonus for game viewing. And we should get other animals moving through as the bush. Already we've been seeing 2 cheetah have been sighted, that female with youngster and a male this morning. So certainly it is showing signs that we beautiful, beautiful. Stop with the sun. She's quite a shy kudu female, kudu cow. Yeah, she is. Just crossing behind us. Looks like she is alone, but as I said, often females not alone. She might have a youngster. Okay, she's gone into some thick bush. But like the other day on my ranger race, saw that female kudu first, and for the first couple minutes at least, didn't notice anything else, and we're wondering why on earth is this kudu alone? Later realizing she was not alone, she had a youngster, and the youngster was hidden behind her. But still a large adult female with no other adults around. Very unusual. Alright, we're not too far from Buffelshoek Dam. Let's hope that those buffalo would have made it through there. Okay. Thank you. Capers, we found out your name. It is Anita. Thank you so much. And you're asking, are secretary birds common here? Certainly not, Anita. Look at this type of habitat, woodland, thick. Secretary birds prefer open grassland. And if you have a look at how the structure and how the body has been built on the secretary bird, long, thin legs, it's a very tall bird. It relies on its eyesight in open areas, so this wouldn't work. So certainly this area does not bode well for secretary birds at all. Probably find that the only time you would find secretary birds would be around quarantine, which would even be limited because of the amount of animal movements. And you'll find only during the summer months, when the snakes are very active, will you really get to see them a lot. They are not a regular sighting anyway. I've seen all my secretary birds in Kruger in all those open plains, in those basalt plains. But certainly this area is not a secretary bird place. And if you remember, it's my favorite bird at the moment. I love secretary bird. Quite a large wingspan, quite easy to distinguish in flight. And also they nest. They make almost on flat acacia tops. They'll make sort of like a platform nest. Often you'll just see these heads sticking out, and they've made their platform of sticks on top of low acacias, not even very tall acacias. They'll nest probably at a maximum height of about 3 or 4 meters, not very high at all. Coming past where we had the Kahuma prides, they were lying up here the day before yesterday. Wonder where they ended up going. So last station confirm, is that on Western Gari?
Negative, it's that trip.
Cover the thanks. Just heard that there are lions close to Gari Main but on Torchwood. So I wonder if that's the sticks. It's 2 females and a male. It might be the Kahuma pride. They've made their way around like that and down. At least you know where they are. I don't know where that other windmill pride are. Right, Buffelshoek Dam. We'll just wait a few minutes. I might put on my headphones and device to hear if any of the buffalo are coming this way. You should be able to pick up, hopefully, that sound that they have, that coming through the bush. I got an email from Elaine about those eggs that I spotted on that bank the other day, and apparently that bit of bank gave way during a heavy flood or heavy bit of storm. So it could very well be that those were a few eggs that used to be a crocodile's nest, and during a heavy storm, obviously the eggs didn't survive, and they were left buried. And now with the bank giving way, it's exposed a few eggs. They're certainly, and I'm 80% sure that they're eggs. Nothing else that would have that uniform shape and color. Okay.
I said, come to from Condi.
Okay. Hello, Peggy. Peggy's also saying that she likes secretary birds, but do we have Corey bustards? I'm afraid, Peggy, that Corey bustards also prefer open grassy plains. Both species are very much grassy plain areas. So haven't heard of any Corey bustards in the area. I certainly don't believe that they. I suppose you will get one or two now and again, but haven't heard one yet. I'm just going to pop off the vehicle so I can listen to and hear if the buffalo are on their way, so that I don't have this device next to me making it sound. So if you just give me a few seconds. Alright, so nothing on that. I'm going to go up the road that cuts up towards Buffalo Cut Line. They come out there. You certainly would hear it, picking up a lot of crickets, and hear the hippos. Looks like Bob and Mom and some of the other hippo are certainly quite happy at here at the moment. Nice. Right, let's head on across to the cut line. We go towards Zoe's Road. Come down on Gallagher shortcut to Zoe's Road. There's a buffalo. Yeah. There's a buffalo here. It's a buffalo bull though. He must have been watching me through the bush. Alrighty. So, are there any stations with those Ingrid? Copy that. Alrighty, so 3 dams out of 4 are done. Ifram, your position?
Yeah, I'm following the eastern side of the cut line, and they got to visit the cut line from 14 gang, guns up and convict.
Okay, copy that. No sign of these buffalo here. No sign. Looks like they may have headed straight across north. Just listening to the radio updates here. Ephraim's just found a rhino just east into Torchwood, very close to Buffelshoek Cutline, Cheetah Cutline Junction actually. I wonder if we go across there, if we will see him. Okay. Alright, got a question coming through from Joel asking, do any of the animals here shed their antlers? Well, Joel, that will be one of the big differences between antelope and deer. Deer shed their antlers. Antelope have horns and are never shed. If they are broken, they do not grow back. A very, very big difference. Also, a set of horns, slightly different makeup than that of excuse me. Yeah, excuse me. Slightly different makeup than that of antlers. Antlers have a very velvety covering. Are sort of have got many sort of fingers off or stems off, where horns are single and they do not branch off. One set of horns for life. You break it, I'm afraid you've got to deal with either one, or if you break both, that's it. Your chance as a male, I've seen it before in Impala during the rutting season, when an Impala managed to break both of his horns. A very good chance that he's never going to be able to win a fight and become dominant and mate again. So big difference there, Joel. We have no deer here, well, in southern Africa, no deer. And all the antelope that we have never shed and cannot shed. Yeah, looks like the buffalo crossed north. They went further up towards Cheetah Cutline Junction. Ephraim just said he saw them crossing. Right, we're heading west on Buffalo Cutline. What I might do, heard that there was a leopard heading east in that block from sort of Sandy Patch North area going towards Aubrey's Road. It's quite a large block, that. So what I might do is straight onto from Buffalo Cutline. Wow, feel that temperature difference, eh? Okay, huge difference in the shade here. Go down Aubrey's and see if we can bump into one of them. Yeah, go ahead. They've crossed north at the junction with Buffalo Cutline, Cheetah Cutline. They've just crossed north. That's a bit. That's affirmative, yeah. What's your position now?
Yeah, so about 5 minutes away from 5-10 minutes away from that bus.
Yeah, that's affirmative. That'll be your best bet. Alright. So we have a mission, we have a plan. See if the animal cooperates, of course. He may change direction completely, or I say it. Not sure if it's a male or female leopard. Had some leopard tracks outside our house last night. Seems to be quite a common place for the boys, either Misha or Induna. Whenever they're around quarantine, they always stop by our house at night. And they come in, walk down our driveway, walk past the kitchen, have a sniff around, maybe come and look for some dinner, and head back out. Literally walk back out the driveway. Maybe this is all part of finding out whether it's one particular young male, and maybe he's looking to take over this part of the territory, and he's making sure that he knows every inch of his territory by exploring all these unusual places. Maybe not. Maybe just smells something different comes in to investigate. Wow, temperature difference remarkable out of the sun here. Feel that. Phew. I'm going to make all the way across onto Gallego shortcut junction on the fire break and then go towards Aubrey's. We might get some break up towards the bottom of this hill that we're going down into, folks, so be aware of that.
And up. Go up. So that's what it's been. Yeah, he's still dragging me around the 600. Yes, the 600. Kind of between Aubrey's Road now and Gallagher Shortcut. Going south at this stage.
Okay.
Okay, if you choose and you want to leave, it's fine. I'm still here at Central Road, field trip camp. I'll let you see the out first. Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah, we're gonna stick with him, so yeah, I'm sure we'll have to go ahead and by the time we get there. Okay, lekker. And, you reckon good bet maybe check Yellow Dam for Willow and Tandy or not?
So folks, just listening, I'm going to respond. So apparently this leopard is walking southeast between Gallego Shortcut and Aubrey's. Might be worth a while to do Gallego Shortcut and then see if he pops out of Voertel Access. Station with the Ingwe coming. Yeah, I'm on Buffelshoek Cutline. I'll see if I can come and join. My best bet, Gallego Shortcut, make my way towards Voertel Access.
Yeah, just say probably would.
Okay, copy that. Alright, as soon as I get onto Voertel Access, I'll give you another call. Okay, so one of the guys, I think it's Graham. Eh? Not sure. Still getting used to the different voices on the radio. We'll see if we manage to get there. So we should break up here, folks.
Hello everybody, this is Herman in Final Control, and as Jared said, we're just quickly going through a bad signal patch. We'll be sure to cut back to the jigger shortly, so please be patient.
Alright, so welcome back to the Jigger. We broke up in some signal there going down that hill. And we're making our way to a possible leopard sighting. Heard that, I think it's Graham, I'm not too sure, that he's following a leopard. I presume it's one of the boys that is making his way and winding his way southeast between Aubrey's and Gallagher shortcut at the moment. Some very, very thick bush, so we hold thumbs that he keeps that leopard. And we're going to come down on Gallagher shortcut, and then as soon as we get to Voyatela access, I'll radio him again and see what his position is. Try and get to hear him through the bush, maybe give us a rev of an engine. We'll certainly give it our best shot. So stick with us, folks. Remember, we are live. My name is Jared. I've been presenting the afternoon's drive. We have Catherine on camera and Herman in final control. Please send in your questions and email it to finalcontrol@safari.tv. I'd love to hear from you. Wow, temperature drop huge. And we're on our way to hopefully find a leopard. Hopefully. We're coming to you live from... Hold on. So I didn't copy that again, go again.
Aubrey Road with the exit.
Fantastic. Perfect, thank you. I'll be there shortly. Alright, so I've just heard this leopard is on Voyatela access. Is that in the road? I just want to stop for a second. No. Alright. So, not sure if this leopard's going to stick around for very long. This is now coming into a time when leopard would start to look to move. So let's hope he doesn't go very far. We're still on Buffelshoek cut line, heading west. We're still going to go through I think my best, the quickest is probably going to be Aubrey's Road. Wow, it's cold. Wow. And let's hope we brought the infrared camera with us, as I said earlier when we started the drive, that we'll be going into doing a bit of a night drive, and hopefully we can stick with this leopard and go into viewing it with the infrared camera. See if we can follow it a bit and maybe it hunts. Never know. This is safari. This is luck of the draw. Okay. Hello Grant, thanks, glad you're enjoying the drive. Wow, look at all that smoke. I see there's a fire somewhere. Grant is asking, has anyone seen a king cheetah in the park? Grant, there are probably only about 50 king cheetah left in the world, of which quite a few of them are in captivity. I have seen a king cheetah that was in captivity. I think the Kruger Park does have one or two. I don't know that anyone has seen one in the past while, so certainly not very aware of that. But I have seen a king cheetah. I consider myself very lucky that I have managed to see one, and I got to touch his tail. There's a cheetah rehabilitation project just outside the Kruger Park, just outside a little town called Hoedspruit. And they have cheetah, wild dog, quite a few other rare species. They've even got a maneless male lion. Looks very odd. And they've got, I think it's one or two king. I think it's one or two king cheetah. And it's amazing. Remember, it's only a recessive gene, and that dark black is just accentuated, and it's just predominantly black, which is really just makes it look absolutely phenomenal. I might have to put my jacket on shortly. Wow. I am just picking up the speed a little bit. Not sure, as I said, because this leopard is now on Voyatella access, I've got to get all the way across onto Voyatella access. And if he heads south, there's some very thick bush that Graham might lose him. I think it's Graham. I'm not sure. So I do want to try and get there. Really will owe Graham one if he manages to stay with that leopard, which is great. Absolutely fantastic. Must have taken quite a lot for him to follow that leopard, because I know for a fact that these roads east and west of Gallagher Shortcut and Aubrey's Road, I've been through following the boys before, and it is not the easiest thing to do. Not at all. There's a lot of spiny plants like sicklebush, Dalbergias, or please forget the common names, but I know the Latin names. So there's some very, very thick, very, very thorny stuff that he would have had to go through. So that's great for him to have kept with that animal. Okay. Hello, Wendy. Apparently, while down at signal for a bit, the Gary can had a buffalo, and Wendy's just asking, what is that thing on the belly of the buffalo? Oh, Wendy, without being crude or crass or any of that, it's the penis sheath of the buffalo. That's a buffalo bull. That's where the penis comes out of. Confirm, Johnny, that's you with that Ingwe.
I'm making my way there.
Cover that. I'm on Gallagher Shortcut, just about to get onto Voyatella access. Alright, so good chance we're going to see this leopard, folks. Let's see who can come through first with an identification of this leopard. I have no idea whether it's a male or female yet. I haven't smelt any potato bush. My sinuses are clearing it. I haven't smelt any potato bush, so I haven't forgot, okay?
No, that's
If I
fine.
smell it, I will certainly give you a piece. said, folks, we will try and stick with this leopard for a while. Make sure that we try and stick with it with the infrared camera, which should make life really exciting. Remember, the infrared camera really does give you that aspect of privacy from the animal without interfering. Keep all the lights off, we still view behavior. They can hunt. So it really does make a difference. Alright, for your tele access. And let's go to Aubrey's Road Junction. This was a little bit quicker. Alrighty. Okay. Okay. Anita's inquiring who won the Rangers race, and after much deliberation, we have found that Mark is the winner. Mark was the winner of the Ranger race by 1. Mark got 15, myself and Tara got 14, and Pat got 13. There we go, those are the results. So well done to Mark. As I said, after much deliberation of Janet's and Hyena and Dacre and all of that. So certainly it took a little bit, but there we go. Well done, Mark. Certainly a close race as well, which is good. At least it's not a walkover and it wasn't something that was quite boring. Wow, that sun is directly in our eyes, straight down for the tele access. Yeah, I can't see a thing. Just have to look in front of the jigger and that's about it. There we go. Should be getting quite close now. See where, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Sure. The leopard's just, oh there he is. Just inside, under. Try and get just underneath a tree here, folks. Lying down, it's in some thick bush. Just stand by a little bit. Kath, can you get it there?
Can you just reverse it? Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. See if I can catch a glimpse here. Okay, certainly does look like one of the boys. From this angle, very, very tough. We'll have to wait till he walks somewhere. And by the sounds of things, he certainly has been walking quite a fair distance, so he might be sitting for a while, and then possibly will move again a little bit later. But there we go, we have a leopard, folks, after all that. So well done to Graham for following. That was fantastic. I think it's a bit of a looks like he's getting up. There we go. Let's see if we can get an ID here. Huh? No, don't go in. Does look like he's looking at something. Come on to avoid tele access, my friend. Certainly does see something, and the fact that he hasn't come straight towards the road, he's now gone behind the bush. sort of concealing itself and using the cover. Certainly does see something. And of course with that eyesight, to be able to try and see whatever it is this leopard eye vision is looking at. Oh, there's some Franklin in the road. I'm not sure, it might be the Franklin. Yeah, it is watching. Just gonna turn a little bit. Just gonna turn in. Okay. Okay. Let's see it. Lip. Okay, this leopard is now moving again closer. Crested Franklin's in the road. You might make a jump. The Franklins are right here, right behind the jigger now. Let's see what he's doing. I can still see him. He's very, very low stalk. Very, very low stalk. Yeah, he is looking at the Franklins here. We may see a kill here, folks. Franklins have no idea. They've come right next to the jigger now. Certainly this... Alright, so already someone's come through saying it is Mishu. Well, I'm glad you can tell from that. Well done. I certainly couldn't. Let's see now what happens. Looks like he might be coming back onto the road. He's going to move out onto the road now. We're stuck. We're stuck. Let's see what he's going to do. I don't want to get in the way of his going after these Franklins, so I'm going to stop. He does look like he wants to come round. Here he is, here he is. He does want to take one of them off. Look at this, folks. He's very keen on this. Oh, he made a... He tried. He tried. Confirm you're calling Jared? Yeah, this animal is on vertical access, probably close to Aubrey's Road, best sort of concept.
Okay, copy, thanks, but I'm on Aubrey's Road now from the Flying Drive.
So all that effort and chase, the Franklins made a complete hullabaloo. He was not successful. Alright, so we're going to follow this leopard, folks. Here we go, folks. So some people are, well, I've got one person coming through saying it's Mishu. Are there any others out there that can identify what particular leopard this is? Anyone else? Let's see. He is heading east towards towards the camp, which is a good sign. If he goes towards camp, then he might hang around quarantine, because there's quite a bit of game around quarantine. So maybe you may be lucky. Okay. Alright, perfect. Alright folks, so we have a confirmation that everyone says Mishu, and if I'm looking at the back of the tail, that certainly does give Mishu. So well done there. Certainly that first initial sighting underneath the tree was very, very difficult, but some folks came through, which is amazing. Just shows you how long, if you've been watching, you really just get to know these animals so well, intimately. There we go, Vuyatela access. If he carries on going, more than welcome. He's stationary in the middle of the road. I'll pull over, you can pull next to me. Alright, so we've got a third vehicle in at the moment. Quite interesting, this behavior we're watching. So obviously with all this movement he's maybe just settling, having a look around. He's sort of focused in one particular direction. Maybe he sees more francolins or spurfowls. Look at the tail. Remember I said to you, the key point in a cat's sort of telltale is that tails. Oh, what a sight. Shows you how relaxed he is with the vehicles at the moment. And this can only be one of the boys. And well done, Mishu. Certainly is. The rest of the other young males that we've seen have never been this relaxed. And I'm really, really hoping with all this movement of territories possibly, at least one of the boys sticks around close by, that we get to see them on a regular basis. Okay. I'll answer that a little bit later. Yeah, let's keep that one for later. So folks, this is the animal we are going to stick with for a while. And unless he decides to move into the bush and he loses us. I really hope he doesn't lose us. We'll try our best to try and stay, but as I said, these blocks between, oh no, these areas in the bush to our left and right, there are some seriously thick bush. Alright, so it appears that this leopard has gone off-road. And so what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and follow this animal. I see both the other guys are heading in. Looks like we're going to have to do the same. Alright, so let's try. Wow. Okay. This is really difficult, folks. We'll try our best, folks. We'll try our best. This is not going to be easy. Right there. I don't know how far we're going to have to follow this because it is unreal thick in here. We are going to try our best to stick with it. Apparently he is moving into some more seriously thick bush. And then alright, just hearing the movement of this leopard. Apparently the Mishu wants to stalk some giraffe. Apparently there's some giraffe in the back here, which is pretty much par for Mishu apparently. I know I've seen him chasing a herd of wildebeest, and I've seen him chase some rhinoceros before, so certainly, yeah. But he's somewhere here. Just have a look. So he's in here somewhere. I smell some predator dung. It's unmistakable. Wow, wow. Oh, no, you're kidding. This is I'm just following Greg at the moment, or Johnny. He's making a pathway for us, so I'm gonna follow him, hoping that this leopard does stick around a bit more. If you bear with us for a bit, folks, we'll try our best. Okay, apparently he's still walking, still quite mobile. Man, this is prime leopard habitat, folks. This is about as thick as it gets. This off-roading is not as easy as it looks, folks. It certainly is not easy. Only as good as what your vehicle and what the skill that you've acquired will take you. Mishu giving us the goose chase. Okay, so apparently Graham has still got him in front, so we are still good to go. Pathway is quite nice that the guys in the big cruisers are making for us here. This make life a lot easier. They've got vehicles that are twice our size we're in a little 90-inch Land Rover. Their cruisers are much bigger. So wherever they go, they pretty much create this pathway for us. So we're good to go. Apparently he is approaching Gallagher shortcut, probably another 50 or so meters till we get to Gallagher shortcut, which I wish Misha would have told us so that we actually could have met him around there instead of going all the way through this bush. See him now. See him. It does open up a little bit here, so good. This is good stuff. I do see him.
There's a road, Johnny, there's a road. Amen, brother, amen.
Graham saying there is a road. we've just driven past him here. We'll try and go around and down. There we go, there's the road. There we go, and he's in front of us. Sure. No. He's just turned off and he's going to carry on going east. I don't know that we're going to be able to follow, because straight through from here we go to the lodge or behind. We need him to come further on to closer to Voyatela access. There is a bit of an open area down a power line that leads to the lodge, which we'll probably use. And now he's heading straight down Gallagher shortcut, which is where we came from. Fantastic. There he goes. Alright, so we're going to keep on following, folks. We'll probably get another 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so of some light. And then we'll swap into the infrared camera, and then we'll carry on following into the night. Alright, we're on the road. Here we go.
This guy is just aimed for the shortcut of point. He's heading towards with access at the moment. So he's going to target one, walk south towards us, and then pull out to you.
Remember, folks, we are coming to you live. This is Safari TV, coming to you live from Djuma Game Reserve, South Africa. We are with Mishu, a young leopard male. My name is Jared. I've been guiding and presenting the afternoon's drive with Catherine on camera and Herman in final control. There are a few vehicles with us following this male leopard, so it's been a fantastic sighting. It's been a bit of a goose chase, but certainly has been worthwhile to stay with. And we'll continue following. Remember, folks, please send in your emails to finalcontrol@safari.tv. As I said earlier, we will be doing a bit of a combination drive. We'll be doing a drive with probably switching over to infrared camera in about 10-15 minutes or so, and we can continue to follow this leopard if he allows us. If he allows us. And hoping that we could possibly follow this leopard. Maybe he decides to hunt. There is a bit of game around Quarantine, which we are not too far from at the moment. Hoping he gets onto Voyatela access again, and a bit of game around. The light is fading quite quickly now. The sun has set. It's just a matter of time before the camera then is not able to cope with this lack of light. Right, just want to give one of the other new guys that has just joined us an opportunity to see this animal, and we'll head on out. Once again, the jigger with the film crew, well, the camera person and the presenter, is always a spectacle with a lot of the guests on the vehicles watching. Always something to see, this film crew. People often think it's their bit of moment of fame, that if they hope that the camera gets a glimpse, that moment of fame. Just let them do their thing. Let's have a look at the moon while we wait for our chance here. Have a look at that. I showed you earlier during the while it was still very, very light. There we go, look at that. Our new camera can zoom all the way to the moon. How about that? As I said, it's a 3/4. Few days till we get to full moon. So, which means it's a waxing moon. Should still provide quite a bit of light for us to be able to follow this leopard. Alright, looks like he's heading across. Let's go and see if we can follow him. Folks, when we do switch over to infrared camera, we will be away, and Herman will cut to Gowrie Dam for about 5 minutes or so. As long as it takes for us to change over. Shouldn't be too long. Oh no, and he's heading straight south over Voyatella Access. Oh no. Sure. I'm just trying to think how far we are from Zoe's Road and how far we are to this side. What our possibility is of cutting across from Quarantine that way. Is that Ingwe heading more east, or is he heading more west?
Yeah, Jordan is changing the direction, heading east.
Cover that. So I'm gonna, because it's quite thick in there, I'm just gonna try and find an access point, and then I'm gonna go a little bit further east and then join you there. Alright, so I have a bit of a gap here. There's some seriously long thatching grass, we call it. Or often people call it elephant grass. And remember, we had one of the boys the other day, not far from here, and get into this grass, and we completely lost sight of him. I can't see. It's very difficult to see as we go through here. Right in front. Oh, there he is. There he is. Let me grab the spotlight. We'll try to stay with this animal. Oh, he's going through some thick stuff again. Try and go around. There's a bit of a thicket here. Try and go around this thicket and see if we can meet him on the other side. Folks, I hope that everyone is enjoying this leopard sighting with us today. Certainly has been a challenge to stick with this animal. I don't see where they're looking. Do you see it, Kath? I don't see. Johnny's saying that we must just stand by where we are, because apparently he's going to come straight towards us. Still don't have visual of him. Oh, there he is. Okay, I see some movement in the grass. There. Oh, okay, I see him now. Alright, so he is slowly but surely coming this way.
Or just going back to where you were.
Oh no. It's quite difficult, especially for a male leopard of this age, where he needs to start exploring and possibly looking to take over a territory. So when he does walk around like this, he could chop and change, change direction so quickly. He needs to be exploring every inch. There he is, every inch of his territory, or possible territory, shall we say. Okay, I see him there. I'm going to move a little bit forward here. See him there. Just in a bit of the spotlight.
We'll go behind my move, going back east, going back south.